up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all used to me talking about people getting blicked down. A lot of drama. Well, today kind of like that too, but it's Christmas Eve. You know, a lot of people gearing up, ready for tomorrow. Family coming in, people gonna be wearing their best clothes, kids opening up toys, everybody got the biggest smile on their face. We can't forget it's other people who don't have the same energy. It's a lot of people who's locked up, a lot of people who got family members that passed away, a lot of people who in jail right now, all kind of shit. So it's not really a good reason for them to crack the biggest smile. You know, as an interviewer and a drill coach, I done interviewed over 20-some people who've been shot and killed in Chicago. Actually more than that, but only 20 I can remember at the top of my head, like 20-something. There's other people I interviewed too that lost their life, but they wasn't from Chicago. I kind of want to remember them today. It's Christmas, you know. Their families might be going through something with the heavy hearts and shit. But people always ask me, Truth, is it that dangerous that you really interviewed 20-some people that was killed in Chicago? I tell them, yeah. You know, I don't say that a lot, but I have said that before. I don't want to speak on that all the time because I don't want it to feel like I'm bragging about that. You know, I wish those young men were still here. A lot of that shit left me traumatized. I didn't know a lot of people who was killed before I became a street reporter. Now I know lots of them and shit like that. So we're going to talk about some of these 20 people I interviewed, kind of how they passed away. And, you know, hopefully their family hold their head up tight today. You know, it's strong. A lot of people is in family mode today. And when you don't got your family, you start to feel sad. So hit the like button. Goal on this video, 3,000 likes, man. We finna remember some of the fallen soldiers in this shit. It's a lot of people lost their life in gun violence before I even became a drill reporter. It's a lot of people I don't know that I didn't interview that lost their life. These just the people I interviewed. So hit the like button. I'm gonna give you a second to do that. First person, LBG Duck. We all know about Duck. He trending in the culture right now. His murder trial is going on. Feds allege people from O Block murdered him. When I interviewed Duck, I didn't get that energy from him. He sounded like a pretty cool dude. I talked to him several times before the interview, after the interview, and I talked to him another time on the phone. I'll be able to share some of those conversations with you guys later on and shit like that. But Duck lost his life in the Gold Coast community, which is like 6 minutes from where I'm at right now. We're gonna go to Cash. LBG Cash. These are LBG members. It seemed like LBG took a brunt of the force, you know? But Cash lost his life in Chicago. The crazy part is I interviewed him 2 days before he was shot and killed. According to reports, it was a woman in the car with Cash when he was killed. When I interviewed Cash, he had a woman with him. That's crazy, ain't it? But he lost his life due to gun violence. I believe close to a family member house. That's what people say. You know, Cash was on his way up out of here. I believe he was 2-3 songs from being rich, in my opinion. But unfortunately, that violence gets you in Chicago. And he was still out here. TB, he part of like that whole St. Lawrence, Jarroville, Tycon World area and shit like that. TB actually was shot and killed in Chicago. You know, his death was real strong all on the internet. A lot of people was upset when he died. Look, TP, one of the guys that I think is a legend in this shit. You gotta remember the violence was going on so fast that his friend Poppy was killed. Remember, Poppy was killed. I didn't even know Poppy was killed. So when I interviewed TB, I asked him, can I speak to Poppy? Is Poppy with you? He's like, yeah, Poppy with me. I guess he was talking about Poppy's spirit is always in him. I thought Poppy was alive. Can you believe I asked TB, can I speak to Poppy? And Poppy was killed like a week earlier. But the murders was happening so fast that I didn't catch that one, you know? That's crazy. Brick. You know the story about Brick. He was actually killed on 63rd along with Kobe. So we're gonna put both of those names there. Brick and Kobe were killed together on one of the most famous blocks in Chicago in the drill culture, 63rd and St. Lawrence. All those rappers talked about that block, man. That block is in a lot of songs. I was surprised to find out that people were still on that block. But R.I.P. to Brick and Kobe. I had a chance to interview Kobe too. I'm one of the only guys that ever got a chance to interview Kobe. I believe Status Update interviewed him too. But I don't see no more interviews with us on just us two. That was on my old YouTube channel that got took down a long time ago. Let's keep going. Crump. Mubu Crump lost his life at a party. A lot of people say, man, that was the opposite got Crump. Crump lost his life in GD neighborhood, one of the most, respected neighborhoods in Chicago on that GD shit. I doubt if an enemy would come through that block at that moment. You know, I get trying to spray the party up, but it was a lot of gang members out there when Crump lost his life. And he actually lost his life in like Jarrow City, Taekwon, rural St. Lawrence area. I don't believe the ops were in that area. Something happened, and Crump ended up losing his life to gun violence. But Crump was a dope dude. He used to DM me all the time. Crump told me I was gonna be big a long time ago. But yeah, I wanted to tell y'all that. EBE Benz. EBE Benz. White rapper from Chicago. He was actually beat with a baseball bat. They set him on fire. What the fuck? Took him to the woods and dumped his body. According to the reports, the guy who beat EBE Benz and killed him actually went to EBE Benz's house. When he went to his house, he couldn't find a babysitter, so the guy had his own son with him. According to reports, this guy beat EBE Benz and killed him with his own son around and seen the shit. What in the fuck was that? That's one of the most gruesomest deaths I ever heard, man. But RIP to EBE Benz. We gotta keep going, man. Zach TV. We know about his death. He lost his life downtown Chicago, one of the safest neighborhoods in Chicago, even though he used to always be in the most dangerous neighborhoods and nothing ever happened to him. Then he go to a safe neighborhood and they blah, blah, blah. End up taking his life. And I was very mad about that because Zach was a legend. Without Zach, I wouldn't even be doing this shit. He the GOAT. A lot of people say Academics. No, it was Zach. Academics had more subscribers at the time. So when he posted, it looked like Academics started this shit. But really, Zach was the creator of the whole wave and shit like that. He was killed downtown according to reports. Because a lot of people don't know this. According to reports, Zach was with some guys who got into it inside of a club. Zach left the club with those guys. Next thing you know, a car followed them down the street and blah, 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 blah. According to reports, somebody inside of Zach's car, blick, black, blah, blah, blah. Zach ended up losing his life due to gun violence. One of the most saddest stories of all time, man. We got mad love for you, Zach. Goonie Looney. He one of the first drill rappers in this shit. A lot of people credit like Keith and all them. Yeah, Keith was there, but he the second drill rapper I ever seen besides Keith. You know, then I seen like Lil J them and stuff like that. But I seen Goonie Looney. Goonie Looney was dissing Chief Keef. He had videos and the millions of views, but they got took down. Somebody hated on him and got his videos took down. This was like 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. I'm not sure if people realize this shit, but Goonie Looney was here for a lot of people. He actually lost his life in Harvey, Illinois, in one of the most dangerous blocks out there in Harvey. But RIP to Goonie Looney. I thought he was dope as hell on this music shit. Lil Mister. Interview Lil Mister. He was dope too. He actually lost his life in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. You know, that 70th era in Stewart and shit. Wiggle World. There's been a lot of deaths over there since Mr. died. It was like women doing a protest for the gun violence. The motherfucker came through and sprayed at them. Blah, 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 blah. Why they doing shit for gun violence and shit and killed 2 mothers out there? There's been a lot of murders in that Wiggle World area, you know. Very dangerous. As you can see, I had a chance to interview all those young men. You know, I heard their voice and they not hitting them. Very sad. Let's keep going. Front Street Quano. He was a rapper from Front Street, real cool with like Fredo Santana and Ruski. I interviewed him. He was a dope guy. He actually lost his life inside of a house when the police came in there and he ran through the door. He ran through the door and the police chased him through the door and blah, 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 blah. Him on the back porch. Looking at the video, didn't look like Quano had no gun, you know. But he did run out the house. He was making weird movements, running out the house real fast, but I didn't see no weapon, to be honest with you. And even the police officer felt sad for shooting Quano. Quano ended up losing his life. I heard nothing else about that police officer. We need to bring that back up because Quano looked like he was unarmed on some real shit, and it looked like dude just blasted him. Let's keep going. Lil Tay. Killed in a neighborhood where he grew up in, I believe, around that area, Taekwon World, one of the youngest members. I had a chance to interview him. I actually DM'd Tay the day that he died, wanting to set up an interview with him, not knowing that he passed away that day. Motherfuckers hit me with that news, shook my whole motherfucking head. Man, you heard about Tay? What the fuck? That's how fast that shit happened. This is how fast murders happen. I actually got that news and didn't know if it was real. I DM'd FBG Young, because FBG Young know Tay. I DM'd him. I said, Young, is this real? This is crazy. Is this real? Can you believe when I DM'd Young that? Young didn't even hear about that yet. I told Young that his friend lost his life on the internet. Didn't even know that. That's how fast the murders and the shit happen. Boss Moon. We heard about him. He ended up losing his life, I believe, in California. Something between him and his girl, you know. I believe he ended up, according to reports, he killed his girl, and then I think he killed himself. Or something like that. I hope I didn't say that wrong and people come back and say, Truth, you bogus for putting that out. It was something to do with his girl and him, and it was a murder that happened, you know. This is very crazy. I had a chance to interview Boss Move when he was locked up. I didn't even know who Boss Move was. He called me, got my number from somebody in the coach. You know, everybody got my damn number. And he called me while locked up in jail, and we did the interview. And, you know, he ended up losing his life due to gun violence. Very sad. ATM Limo. He ended up being killed, shot, murdered. He was a dope artist. He was here early in the drill culture when a lot of people weren't. He was like Skeezy Gang fucking with King Yellow. He was shot and killed too. Said AMG Fresh. You feel me? He lost his life due to gun violence. He was real cool with Zach TV, one of the dopest freestylers in the city. It was rumors that him and T Streets had something to do with Zach TV death. You know, there was a lot of pressure put on that young man. Years later come out, they ain't had nothing to do with Zach death. But there's a lot of people put rumors in the air that these guys had something to do with Zach death, and it didn't. But AMG ended up being shot and killed in Chicago. One of the saddest things I ever seen. RIP to that brother, man. We can't forget, my pen running out, man. Y'all give me a second, man. I ain't have all my shit together. Ooh, let's go. Fat Shawty. Dope. One of the dopest dudes. When I first seen Fat Shawty, he walked in my room with LBG Cash. I said, what up, Cash? Cash shook my hand, gave me love. I said, what up, Fat Shawty? He said, you know me? Nigga, everybody know you, man. You Fat Shawty, what up, bro? He started laughing like, man, that's internet something. I say, it is, bro. You need to get in this right shit. Everybody know you, broski. He was a good dude. He had a good energy, you know. You can tell he was the life of the party. He had that energy of, you got to go get him if you want the time to be turned up, you feel me? But he ended up losing his life at an event, I believe, with another guy named Skinny. They both were shot and killed, you know, and this was sad. I even believe Fat Shawty dad was at that party. So he actually seen his son lose his life. I think that was very sad, you know. Big Dale's a good dude. He got to live with that memory forever. That's real sad, man. Let's keep going. Yaya White. He was actually killed in Maywood, I believe. I believe he was shot and killed in Maywood, which is like 15, 20 minutes outside of Chicago. He was real strong in the coach. He was good friends with Capo from GBE. He actually was the guy who kind of put me up on Capo and shit like that. He actually was real close with Lil He the one that actually gave Lil a lot of credibility in the street city of Chicago. When people was beefing with Lil and shit like that, this the guy who stood by Lil He was actually killed, I believe, in Maywood. But he was a dope guy, man, in my opinion. One of the dopest guys in this shit. We can't forget YB, one of the dopest guys in this shit. I believe YB's style has been taken by artists like Lil Durk and other artists who do the harmonizing with the rap shit. YB was doing that shit for a lot of these artists and shit like that. Memo 600 say YB is the first person to ever do rap with him and shit like that. You know, YB was signed at Young Chop Records. I used to use his music as a soundtrack of my outro and my intro in the beginning of my videos like 7-8 years ago. I actually seen him downtown. He was walking downtown. YB, he looked, he damn true. What up, why? Man, let's take a picture. He's like, we gotta be low key with it so people don't notice us. But we took a picture, and it's crazy because he was walking by himself in Chicago. I was walking by myself in Chicago. Don't let that rap shit trick you, man. Everybody ain't got 100 niggas with them when they go into the corner store to get a blunt. Okay, and I seen him downtown Chicago. He was a dope guy. He actually lost his life downtown Chicago, I believe, leaving out of a bar or something like that. Sad as hell, man. And last person, Johnny May Cash. Johnny May Cash is actually the brother of Young Chop. I interviewed him on my old YouTube channel. He actually lost his life due to gun violence. It was stories of domestic violence, abuse. Some lady told the story of him beating her down. According to paperwork, his baby mama killed him. That's sad too, man. That's sad. According to the paperwork, she upped the gun and blicked him down or something like that, but I do believe that's it. So don't hold me to it if it ain't, but I do believe that's exactly what happened to Johnny May Cash. These are all the young men I interviewed that were shot and killed in Chicago. We got LBG Duck, LBG Cash, TB, LBG Brick, Kobe, Boo Boo Crump, EBE Band, Zach TV, Goonie Looney, Lil Mister, Front Street Quano, Lil Tay, Boss Move, ATM Lil Mo, AMG Fresh, Fat Shawty, Yaya White, YB, and Johnny May Cash. And can you believe it's other artists that I just can't remember? These are guys that I remember off the top of my head. It's people that's gonna come to my head later on and I'm gonna say, damn, I forgot to put them on there. Like, oh, I just remember one. Cash Life Reckless. Cash Life Reckless was actually an artist underneath Rico Reckless. He was the artist underneath Rico Reckless and his Reckless Renegades. I interviewed him a long time ago. He was actually shot and killed too. Lost his life. And that just jumped in my head, so that go 22. And I can stand here long enough and I'll start remembering other people that I spoke with who was shot and killed in this shit. But I just want to tell you, this is a dangerous culture, man. You know, all these guys are trying to find a way out this shit, man. Doing videos, interviews, skits, whatever the fuck it takes to get the fuck up out of this shit. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of these guys are making moves to get the fuck up out of here. Whatever it takes to get up out of this shit, it is what it is, you know. But I want to send my condolences to their families. It's Christmas today. People opening up them gifts. I want to make sure nobody's forgotten. So my condolences to every one of these families, man. I hope y'all be tight today. I know it's going to be hard thinking about them. And for the people that's here, man, do something good for your kids. Do something positive. Put them guns down. You feel me? It's Christmas Eve, man. Ain't no need for no killing today. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Tomorrow I'll be dropping my 12 days of drill. It's my 12... Tomorrow I'll be dropping 12 drill days of Christmas. So y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie truth.